It's been a day or so since I've actually watched The Day of the Dead, the 2008 remake. This was a straight to video on demand release. It may have been released in some theaters. I haven't done my research on the release of this movie or the making of it. So there might be something I'm missing there. It could have been released in theaters, but from what I'm taking of it, this was released straight on video. And this is a film, from what I've read on reviews and all that, majority of people don't like this movie. For me personally, for someone who's not big into the zombie genre, like I do like the occasional, good zombie flick, but that's just a genre like I've never been able to really get into. Like 28 Days Later, I like, but yeah, the zombie genre has just never really been a genre I've been obsessed with or really dug. Like I said, I don't hate it. It's just something that I've never really been particularly interested in watching. So yeah, and this was a movie that I was interested to watch this remake. First of all, it being a remake, doesn't matter how shitty the remake is. I will give it a watch. And so yeah, I always like to give films a chance whenever as I've said in other reviews. I go into movie not only as a fan of what George A. Mero has done, and I think this is one of the only remakes of his films that he has no involvement in this one. Because remember, he was a producer on the Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake. He was a producer on that, and he's directed, some newer installments or newer entries to his, whole zombie genre, Survival of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and all that. I think there's one called Tape of the Dead or something. But I know Survival of the Dead and Diary of the Dead. I remember they were two of his last films he made. I could be wrong on that. Don't hold me to that statement, but yeah, I am. I know he directed, and I'm pretty sure he wrote them as well. But anyways, so this was a movie that I went in just as a casual horror fan, because zombie movies just don't really scare me all that much. So and plus it's hard to scare me with today's modern horror. There are the occasional, great horror movies. Like Midsummer, Hereditary, all of them that are scary because they get inside your head and they are proper scary. But movies that are just jump scare, jump scare bullshit, all of that, they aren't good. I had no expectations going into it, into this movie. And as for my thoughts and opinion, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And a lot of that has to come from, I feel like, the entertainment value of this movie. Where this is a movie that is very reliant on action, as a zombie movie should. There is a lot of explosions, there is a lot of guts, there is a lot of blood and gore, on the screen. That is my first and biggest positive with the Day of the Dead remake. That is the blood and gore, the makeup effects on display throughout this movie look incredible. There is some top notch gore in this movie. This is a film that has some really gory sequences, especially when zombies start tearing limbs of people. All of that stuff looks amazing in this movie, and this movie is rated R, which rightfully so, because this is a very violent. It doesn't hold back for the most part. When it comes to the gory sequences, they do show it when people start becoming zombies. And that leads me on to my next positive, which is the setup. most zombie movies I've seen don't have a good setup. This movie, I would say, actually had a really good setup. Like the first 20 minutes of this movie is a really solid build up to the people actually becoming zombies. The virus starts off like with a cold type thing, and then it goes on to like people like having a bloody nose and coughing continuously. And like I thought like that build up because like it was weird as well because like the whole town had it. So and like I feel like that was a great setup for them to becoming zombies, because this is a movie where when the movie starts, the zombie outbreak hasn't already started like a lot of zombie movies do. This one actually shows like how it begun and how these people became zombies. And that was something I didn't really expect going into this movie, which I left this movie pleasantly surprised with how much I really enjoyed the setup to this movie. What else did I enjoy in this movie? This is a very action-packed movie. There are a lot of explosions, there are a lot of guns being fired, and all of that stuff is really entertaining to watch. Like once people become zombies, like this movie kicks into top gear, where it becomes the movie you're going to see. Where there's a lot of cutting off zombies' heads, there's a lot of explosions, there's a lot of guns shooting, and like all that stuff is really damn entertaining to watch in here. Characters here are the opposite. These characters are really bad. And I want to explain this. So they aren't the worst that I've seen, like not by far. These aren't terrible characters. It's just that they're very forgettable. There's very minimal personality given to them. There is some characterization, but it's so minimal that it makes it hard to care when you're watching the movie, because as I'm reflecting on the movie now, I can't really remember any of the characters' names. Like I remember some of the stuff they do, and I remember like and all that, but as far as the characters' names and what makes like a character good in a horror film, this movie I would say fails at that. But yeah, like I think at the end of the day, like I don't think this is a movie that relies on characters, because being honest, we're all there for one thing. We want to see people shooting zombies. And does this movie succeed in being that and being entertaining? 100% yes. This is a very entertaining movie. And yeah, so yeah, like I would say yeah, check this one out. If you're a zombie fan, like I would say there is a lot of fun to be had in here. This isn't anything new that we haven't seen, but like it's definitely a fun watch. It's an entertaining watch. If you have nothing to do, this is like a good movie to put on just to be entertained, like with the amount of action and the gore in the movie. So yeah, they're my thoughts on the Day of the Dead, the 2008 remake. If you have seen the Day of the Dead, the 2008 remake, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was meh? Or did you really not like it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So anyways guys, hope you have a good rest of your day, evening or night, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye.